Hey everybody, welcome back to The Longing. I'm Modi Operandus. We're back, and I wish I could have names for these areas so I know what they're called. I'm in the grayish area, if that helps. It's the area, it's the Let's Make a Deal area. It's the area that has lots of doors. So last time I mentioned that, last time we found, I should say, start there. We found a map of the entire thing. We let the whole thing zoom out. We got to see the entire region, and now I was able to use that to kind of figure out where I need to go. And this area in particular, we saw something in it that I didn't get to before, and now I think I've mapped out the way, but it's kind of confusing. I'm going to switch over to what the map looks like. So let's go over to that. So this is the map in Photoshop that I put together. I looked back through my footage and I matched up all the doors and where they lead to. And so as you can see here, we originally went through this door and it led through this one and this one and this one and this one. Where I need to go to is center door and then follow that through, and then left door and then right door. I marked it on the map because this is the one I did not check, and I'm thinking that's how I get down to these ones down here. Now there is a black piece of something right here, and that might prevent us from getting down to whatever this is. This is where I want to ultimately head to on the map. So it was a bit of work, and it was a little bit obsessive. So we're going to follow that path. I just got to figure out where we're at right now. We're in the watery area. I don't know what door that is. No, I see it actually. If we go through this door, we'll be in the room that has 3 openings and one low, one high. It was actually kind of confusing. I might not even have it right here after all that, because it's still, some of these rooms look pretty similar. And again, that has to be intentional for the game to do that to me. So now we would go into the left doors where we head to. So yeah, that seems to be by design to make it very confusing to tell where you are. But there's like still slight differences about the door placement that we're able to suss out, I think, where we need to go. And now this will be the answer. If we're going the right direction, this will be new territory. If it's not that, I have no idea what I've done wrong. It really looks like it's right on the map. I don't know. I looked through the footage as best I can. And we should be in a room with 2 doors. Yes, perfect. Okay, this is where I expected to be. We have not been in this room before. And now this should take us to a room with a hallway, according to the map we saw. Now this is the hallway I'm not too sure about, because there's a pool of water here, and I don't know if we can walk behind this or not. It might be a path, it might not be. It might just be deceiving, like it looks like a dead end. But if we get a disappointment here, let's pick that up to be sure. And I should say this is day 334. 333 days, 16 hours, and 52 minutes remaining. So we can sneak through here. Good. Okay, this is where we're headed. Perfect. This is something. I don't know what it is, but it's something. Something helpful, I hope. Look, there's a light. There's all kinds of things here. So, what do we have? Investigate. Inscription reads, "Only a fool tries to reach the end of eternity." Interesting. Only a fool tries to reach the end of eternity. Okay. I just got an achievement pop up that says the Halls of Eternity. Hot damn. Well, time seems to be standing still in these halls. So my clock has stopped while I walk here. Holy cow. Now, are we truly in an infinite area, or is it just the time infinite here? I'm willing to walk. I'm willing to walk for this entire episode if we need to. And then we have to walk back, I presume, without wasting any of the time. I can't let the game stop here either. So wherever we walk to right now, I have to get back out of here before the end of the episode because, oh, look at this. There's a book. This is already worthwhile. Okay. That solidifies. I need to keep walking down this then. I'm so fascinated with the books, and the books will help us pass the time later. I have 6 books at home. Book will keep me company at home. Welcome, friend. I now have 6 books. If we find books in this area, that's all well worth it. I'm totally satisfied with this path then. It might make for a, I won't say boring episode, but I mean, none of the episodes are boring. I would like to be able to end this episode at home, though, one way or another. Either maybe just walk home off camera, or, I don't do too much off camera on this game, besides making ridiculous maps leading every direction. I wish I could show my original map I was making. I don't think I could do that without walking. Actually, we can keep on this path and just pick up books. If that's the way it works. We got another manuscript here. I mean, this is, I mean, if there's that many books at home, those let us skip the pages forward. I hope this king doesn't mind if I borrow one of his books. So one of the things I haven't found an answer to, based on the map, there was a locked door supposedly going to the library. And we never got through it. We weren't able to ever get through it. So I didn't see a second way into that. I didn't see a way to get into the library from any direction besides the door that we saw that wouldn't open. It says it was blocked from the other side, and it literally seems that way, like it's blocked from the other side on the map when we saw it. So there has to be a secondary way into it, and given that we're finding books in the halls of eternity, I'm thinking maybe this is the answer. Maybe there is something at the end of this hall. It's probably not meant to. Like, this is a very, I won't say trolly game, but it's a game that rewards exploration. Let's just say that. That's the kindest way possible to say this. It's a game that rewards exploration. And we're going to do that. We're going to explore here. And if it takes forever to do it, we'll learn something. It won't be a pointless endeavor. And that's what this game's all about. It's a pointless endeavor. It's a game literally when you start loading up the game, it says wait is the very first thing. Because that's what this game is, the game about waiting. It's cool. I mean, there's nothing else out there like this. There's just, it's a unique game. I don't know if there's anybody that's ever tried this before. I know a few people that have finished it already, so that's pretty cool. I hopefully will join their ranks here. We have a piece of paper. Now what? This sheet of paper will be useful for my art studies. I wonder where it came from. We have 4 pieces of paper now. So that means more paintings for the walls. And the more paintings I get, the more time we get to pass through painting, and then also through having stuff on our walls makes the time go faster. My concern is, how many multiplier do we need to get before the time goes too quickly? Like, how long do I need to... so the time doesn't move faster when I'm outside of my home, right? So it moves normal speed. If I'm in this area, it stays this way forever. Oh, this is something else here. I might be mistaken, but the halls still seem quite endless. These halls seem to be quite endless. Yeah, it says that, but look, there's a thing on the wall over here, on the floor. What's that about? That's new. If they're endless, then what's that? We found a rug. A carpet will make my feet warm at home. I mean, for an endless halls, we're finding all kinds of cool stuff in here. I will spend the next half an hour walking these halls. And then a half hour back, probably. Technically, time's standing still here, so it's not taking us any time at all. The time you're spending watching this video doesn't even count. If I could somehow rig up so that it had like the YouTube progress bar on my video embedded, and then it would make it look like the time is standing still while you're watching it, so you would be like, oh, the clock is not moving forward on my YouTube. I don't know if there's a way to do that. You'd have to be watching it in full screen for it to work. And even then, I don't think it would work quite right. But it would be a funny thing to do. And now that I've said it, I'm not going to do it because that still counts. There's a weird thing going on in psychology where I don't know if it's psychology or what, but there's a thing that happens in your mind where, let's say you have a great idea for something. And if you talk about it a lot and think about it a lot and don't actually do anything, you still get some satisfaction out of just thinking about it and talking about it, that you don't feel like you need to do it anymore because you've spent all this dopamine thinking about it and talking about it. You don't need that release of actually accomplishing something. And so that's why it's always important to not talk about your projects too much or think about your projects too much. You should just do them. I wish I could live by my own advice there, but I do not very oftentimes. I always think about things. It's like, oh, I got a great idea for a podcast. Here's episodes 1 through 6. And then I don't do anything. As you know, I don't have a podcast. So, I mean, there you go. Case in point. You think about it too much, you won't do anything with your life. Because you get the same dopamine response. It's fun to take a stroll in this realm, but I'm afraid that at some point I will have to walk the whole way back. I'm afraid of that too. We're going to go as far as we can. I mean, honestly, I'm going to spend the entire episode walking out. And then you know what? If that happens, we're going to spend the whole next episode walking back. And that's going to be a good one. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, so your brain gives you the dopamine response of the just thinking about the thing. And then you don't need to have to get the dopamine response of accomplishing a thing. And I'm guilty of that. I've done so many times and so many different things. Art projects and videos and podcasts. Just ideas upon ideas. And if you think on your idea for long enough, you don't have to do the real thing. It does look like the parallax is shifting a little bit. I don't know. It's hard to say. Maybe not. I'm trying to decide if we're actually making any difference here in this area. It is nicer in here, though. It seems very serene. And we found something. So la-di-da. What is that? There's so much good stuff down here. We got like curtains? Is that what this is? I'm digging it. Pick this up. Where am I gonna store that? A curtain that matches the color of my armchair perfectly. What are the odds? What are the odds that it was match the color of your armchair? I suppose your armchair came from within the cave here as well, so I mean, I guess that makes sense. I feel like we've found so much stuff, there's no turning back, ever. I mean, we'll have to walk this for hours. And honestly, we'll have to walk this for, I don't know. I mean, I'm finding stuff every few minutes at this point, so until we stop finding more stuff or find an end to it, we're going to keep walking. It would make sense for the library to be at the end of this, though, somehow. Like, this whole thing's an MC Escher type thing where nothing lines up quite right on the map. So, like, me walking straight down this path might help me end up at the library somehow. I don't know. But maybe not. Maybe there's nothing here. That isn't an invitation for... I know some of you people watching have played this and know what's at the end of this thing. Or if there is an end to it. And I'm not inviting spoilers on this. If there isn't an end to this, I don't want to know. I want to spend the next 3 episodes walking this. To prove a point. Just to say we did it. We've stopped the clock. None of this matters. We're going for it. We're dreaming the impossible dream of walking these endless halls. Which may or may not be endless. I mean, they had us mine a crystal for like 10 minutes. I haven't been walking this for 10 minutes yet. Until I really do that, like spend enough time here to say certifiably, okay, if there's something back behind this, I do not care anymore. That's the answer. Like, that's the point of giving up, is when I don't care anymore if there's anything beyond this. Until then, we're just gonna keep going, wear out my mouse button. I should have, oh, you know what we can do? We can just click the, I don't have to press, to go back home, I don't have to press the, I don't have to keep pressing my left mouse button here to keep going forward here. I can just click the home button and we'll auto walk back there. So that'll be nice at least. I'll be much more relaxed on the way back home. That said, if there is an other side to this, I would think that if we're finding books still. I'm not going to go back until we have this entire thing filled with books, until it says you no longer have room for books on your shelf. Then we'll stop. And those shelves were pretty big. 10 books ain't going to do it. Eternity is rather overrated. Yeah. I'm starting to regret it now. I'm starting to think maybe we need something else. I probably won't have to map this part at least, so that's nice. And similarly, it didn't show up on the map. We're still finding stuff though. It's exciting. I think this is gripping content. I'm satisfied. If you're not, you can easily turn this off. Hey, fast forward. I don't care. 3x speed. My voice will sound like a chipmunk. It'll be perfect. Do you belong here, book? I better take you to a safe place. See, we're finding all these books here. I feel like this is part of the library. It has to be. Like, why would there be books in a cave like that? This has to be like the emergency exit for the library. And if you think about it too, wouldn't if you're gonna build a library, wouldn't the room where time stands still make a lot of sense? You could read so many books. You could read so many books if time stands still. You can read an entire library's worth. Because you just go into a special reading room, read for several hours, get back out, no time has passed, and you've read that entire book. That sounds good to me. I would love that. I would absolutely love and this room would get so much usage. Because I could go in here, do reading, play some games. I could set up my recording studio in here. I mean, the acoustics are probably terrible for recording, but I would deal with it. We could set up a little sub room with some insulated walls. I could do all my recordings in there, do an entire month's worth of stuff, and then go back out and release it. Schedule it up right there. The problem is the Wi-Fi signal this deep is probably not great. I mean, you're not going to get a lot of internet. You'd have to run Ethernet this entire way. That's going to be a big hassle getting through all those caves and water. But we'll do it. I mean, it's our only option here in our special little eternity room. It would make a lot of sense to add this onto the library. I mean, what else would you use it for? A room where time stands still. What else could that be used for? You wouldn't want to use it for, if I was going to do like work, like my job that I get paid hourly for, I'm going into my hovel, a little cave room where time's moving at 8 times speed. And that's where I'm going. That room's for working. This room's for hobbies. This is the hobby room. The king's hobby room. Because he gets all the time in the world to spend in it. I'm really concerned now that if I was to use these 7 pieces of paper to make 7 pieces of art for the walls, one, I think I would run out. I don't know if the lapis gets used up when we use it. Like if we only get 1 usage on it. I would want to save some for the blue flames for the fire pit, because that would be cool. But I wonder if it gets used up or not in each painting I do. Well, my concern is we have the time going 8 times speed or whatever now, or more, inside of the hovel. And I'm concerned if I let it sit, him making that painting there for that long, if we'd actually run out of time. Well, the game just glitched there. That was weird. I don't know if I've ever seen this game lag out before. So, like, my concern is if we go in there and I let him draw, and then I come back in a few days, we're going to be missing, whatever days I spent away. I think between episodes here is about 3 days. So if it was 8 times speed, that's 24 days. At what point does it become a concern that I'm going to run out of time before the king awakens? I mean, the king doesn't want me going outside, and we still have to go outside at some point here. We absolutely have to. Defy the king's wishes. Find out what it's like outside. If we can get outside. I don't know if we can. So, I mean, at this point, I should probably figure that out. Like, if we have 333 days left, we divide that by 8 to figure out how many actual days it will take us at this point if I sat in my cave and just let it run. If I just let the thing run, how long is it going to take to walk that? Or to just sit there? I mean, we're not walking anywhere. So 33 is 30. If it's an 8 times speed, last time we checked it was a 6. I think 8's generous, like at this point. So it can only sit now for 41 days before we're out of time. The King's Awoken in 41 days. That seems ridiculous. If we go 333 and I get a times 10 multiplier, that's 30 days, so a month from now, right? Yep, 33 days. So we're gonna have to pay attention to how fast the clock's actually moving inside the cave now. And factor in that I'm probably gonna click through all the books to speed the time along. Maybe I wait till the end. Maybe I wait till I'm fully explored here with everything I could possibly do around the caves, like all the achievements, everything I can possibly do. And then I can advance the time that much. I could just stay away from the hovel until that point. So like if I get to the point where it's like getting close, I just leave. I don't save my game in there. Don't let it sit in there. Let time pass like in real time when I'm not playing. The sheet of paper will be useful for my art studies. Yep. We're finding stuff still. Now, is this an endless thing where it's just going to create a loop and I'll keep getting books as long as I want? I don't care. As long as at the end of this we have a bookshelf full of books. Yeah, I don't really care. I mean, as long as at the end of it, I would love to have that whole bookshelf filled. Is there a way to see the inventory? I don't think so. No. Let's keep walking. We've come this far. There's no going back. There's no going back at this point. So we're in the basement of the cave here too. Like we're deeper than anything else, I think. I mean, I guess I know spatially where the caves show up on the map, but I mean, really in like, that's just like where they're placed as far as the game level goes. Where in reality are they? Like, are we deeper? Right. I don't think as far as like looking at the map, we're not below the king. The king is the lowest point. It wouldn't even show our cave on there for whatever reason. My only thought is when it zoomed out, this was a sub level of the original view. Like there might be a backside of that map at some point. I don't think there actually is, mind you. I'm just trying to account for this part not being mapped. And maybe they can't because it would just be ridiculous. The scale on this would be so ridiculous they can't map it. I would love to just be able to see that though. What if I just stand still? I'm hiding. No one can see me. There's no one here anymore. Did anything change for me when I did that? When I stopped walking? Like, because some rooms you just stop walking. And, you know, stop moving like the map room. You just wait. And maybe no such luck here. Again, I mean, I'm satisfied with us just getting books and books and books. And if we find out there's nothing at the end of the tunnel here, if there's no light at the end of the tunnel, that's fine. We'll have plenty of paper to make. Paintings with at some point in the future. That said, I don't want to leave my game here. Or do I? Because then the next episode is 334 again. 334 part 2. 334 part 3. How many episodes can I do just walking these caves and halls? I will say that this game is it's a fun exercise for me. I usually don't have the opportunity to just ramble. You know, I do ramble, but I don't have this kind of opportunity where there's nothing carrying forward anything. And I think that the game has helped me a lot as far as becoming a better entertainer. Not that, I mean, I'm not going to say this is super entertaining or anything like that. Hopefully it's holding your attention this far. If you're watching this point, hey, give it a thumbs up. You made it. Leave a like, because you've clearly watched more than you're supposed to of this. But it's made me think outside the box as far as my content goes, and really explore my capacity for just stream of consciousness talking. Normally I'm when I'm playing and doing a video, I've got a gameplay to support it. I can comment on what's going on the screen. I don't have to come up with any kind of story or anything like that. It's just, you know, it's the game driving it forward. Here, obviously I can't rely on that. Hey, look, another piece of paper. Let's comment on that. What am I going to do with that? That's nothing. I can't comment on how good this archway looks because it looks the same as the other ones do. And it looks fine. It's a cool drawing, as most of this game is. But I gotta bring in other outside material. And if I can do this, then I can do anything. Playing The Longing and commenting on it for so long, again, has made me feel stronger going into other videos, because those ones I have a safety net. I have a game to play. Here, going off the cuff, any of these episodes, I've never edited out anything I've said. I've never had to go in and plug in, you know, missing words or thoughts or anything like that. It's pure, off the cuff, modus operandus. That's what you get. That's the Longing guarantee. I had Beetle play this game, I had Fixer play this game, and they're both like, how would you make videos for this? And my goal is to prove them wrong, and we're doing it. I don't know how many channels have done this. A full Let's Play of this without editing, beyond just breaking up episodes into chunks. This started as a 400-day game. It's going to end up being only like 12 episodes, I think, at the end of the day. We're going to get through this stuff and explore this stuff so well. We're gonna have 6 hours of gameplay only. What is that? What is that? See, that's why we walk, people. Come on. You can say this episode was boring all you want, but we found a horse head at the end of the day. And isn't that what life's about? Isn't that just a perfect metaphor? The head of a horse, finally another face to look at. That's an achievement get, folks. Achievement unlocked, according to Steam. A friendly face or something like that. I didn't catch what it said. It already disappeared. But the point is, I'm not going back. We are going to walk until this path ends. Or I do. And I'm hoping something happens in the next 3 minutes or so, because I gotta end an episode here, and I'm gonna be in the middle of a cave. So, here's what we'll do. We're gonna get this interactive, okay? I know some of you folks know what's at the end of the tunnel. If there's an end of the tunnel, I want you to put that aside. I only want to see in the comments, I only want to see 2 words in the comments. I want to see go back, or I want to see go forward. And that's it. And if by the time I'm ready to record another episode of this, which is going to be a couple days, if by the time I'm ready to record this, if the go backs outweigh the go forwards, I will go back. If the go forwards say do go forward, I'm going to spend another episode doing this. The exact scene again. We're going to do day 334 over again until we get it right. It's going to be Groundhog Day with a lot less to do. A whole lot less to do. Besides just slap our meaty paws on this marble floor. And this, you know, divine fog that we're walking through. And just keep going. Just keep walking. So yeah, that's what I want to see. No other comments. If you want to comment other things, that's fine. But the key phrases, 2 words, go forward or go back. And don't say anything else. Don't tell me there's nothing at the end of the tunnel. Don't tell me. It's more of a poll. It's more of a vote. I mean, you can have all the motive you want. If you know there's nothing at the end of the tunnel and you think I should go back, then just say go back. And if you think, hey, you know what? Your bookshelf isn't filled yet, so keep going forward. Even if you know there's nothing at the end of the tunnel, if you want to troll me and send me for another episode down here to collect paper and books, by all means. You can have whatever motive you want for saying go forward or go back. Just say it. I think it'd be fun. What I'm excited for, though, is finally getting back home in this and then going to that bookshelf and seeing what we picked up. Because there could be, I mean, honestly, there's limitless works in the public domain that they could have included in this game. And I'm just excited to see what they've picked. They had all of the options in the entire universe to pick from, basically, that are public domain. Not like every single book, obviously, but there's so many options they could have done that would have been totally kosher to use in a game like this. And what did they actually decide to include? That's what I'm most interested in seeing. Get a full library of things. And there might be a time when we'll have to spend all this stuff. If it truly is as it says that we have to walk back this entire way, it's going to be a long episode. It'll be like this except without the breaks. There won't be any books to find. There won't be any coal to pick up. It'll just be straight walking. I'm fine. I'm prepared for it. If we spend 3 episodes going through this, I'll spend 3 episodes going back at some point. Once the backs outweigh the go forwards. But it's all got to come from you guys. And if I get no votes on this, guess what? I'm going forward then. My vote is for forward. So that's going to outweigh. The tie goes to the Modi. And I get the tiebreaker vote then. So if no comments happen, I'll just assume everyone wants me to go forward. If this gets any views at all and no comments, I'll just assume go forward is the answer. And if I notice that people have stopped watching after 2 minutes of this, then I'll consider that. I'll take that under advisement. And I would say one thing. Tough luck. We need to find out what's at the end of the tunnel. We need to find all the books. This seems to be the place to do it. We haven't found a single book up until this point. Now we have. Found several. I found what, 10, 12, something like that now? That's not nothing. This is valuable time. This is valuable entertainment. I'll just keep telling you that. And make it true. Mr. Piss Paper. See, look at that. I looked down at my phone for a second. I'm already bored. I had to check my phone because I had a little ding over there. I'll keep rambling. You're all doing the same thing. Seeing what's going on Twitter while we're watching this. It's fine. I get it. No, there's not much to look at here. You're just going to have me over here chirping in your ear about whatever's going on in my brain right now. Because that's all we have at this point. Thank you, The Longing. Thank you for once again doing exactly what's advertised. He does pop up and say things every once in a while, though. That makes me think we should keep walking. I mean, of course, the Halls of Eternity is going to be the longest thing we have to do, I would imagine. Then again, there was doors that took, 2 weeks to open. There was moss that took 2 weeks to grow. I hope there's not 2 weeks of walking involved here. But if we have all those books, it'll all pay off. I mean, we can skip through so much of the game just by paging through books at some point in the future. And speed that time along quite a bit. Especially if it stacks, like if the stats in the house with the rug and the curtains and everything like that. I mean, we can be up to times 20 by the time I get home now. And then we only got like 15 episodes left at that point then if I spend any time. There's a second rug! Are you kidding me? This is the most... I mean, I was saying how there's nothing going on in the game and I have to, make do with commentary here, but we're finding things. This is exciting content. We found a rug. Let's pick up that rug and take it home. A carpet, my feet will form. We have 2 carpets now. We're going to have so much luxury going on. Now, wouldn't it be great if we get back home, though, and we've picked up 14 books, and they're all the same book. It's all Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul, or something like that. It's all the same book. That'd be great. It wasn't of library. We just stumbled upon a closed Borders, and we're just looking through their stock room right now. This is what it looks like. There's just random copies of the same book everywhere. Whatever they had the most in stock of. That'd be fine. I'd be satisfied with that answer as well. All right, so I think now is our time. Our little shade is gone from the world. Time to wrap up this episode. You have your instructions. Do them, and I'll be back for another episode right now because time is not advancing forward anymore. So next episode is going to happen again right here. Thanks so much for watching this one, though. I really appreciate it. And if you are enjoying this, leave a like, and I'll be back for another one very soon. See ya.